This is the Jen moment. This is my future we're watching. Me and Jen. Jen and I.
Black and white future. How retro.
No, I'm talking about the romantic apotheosis. My first kiss with Jen is gonna be just like that.
Oh, wait a minute. We're back to that? You mean you haven't even kissed that girl?
It's not about the kiss, Joey. It's about the journey. It's about creating and sustaining magic.
Does Jen fall for this warped movie logic?
It's not warped. It's romance.
It's old, Dawson. Just kiss her, will you? Take the elevator to the next floor and get off. It's time.
Okay, it's not that simple, Joey. It's about creating the perfect moment. It has to be planned with the right music and lighting and dialogue.
You can't storyboard a kiss.
Sure you can.
It's not reality, Dawson. These movies that you're watching, they're false images that don't exist outside the city limits of Hollywood.
Not true. They're images grounded in the reality of imagination.
Did you just pull that one out of your butt or what?
Everybody thinks that movies are fantasy, but they don't have to be. From here to eternity, you can have that. You just have to create it. That moment on the beach could be yours. You could be Deborah Carr.
Sand in my crotch. Heaven.
You know, it's attitudes like yours that prevent storybook romances from happening. You're way too cynical.
Right.
Far too jaded for this conversation.
Sorry, Dawson. But romance doesn't come with a John Williams score.
It's called stereo.
And it doesn't come with the sunset or starlit summer night either. And I'm personally offended by this movie mentality that would have us believe that Brad Pitt and Sandra Bullock are gonna magically drop from the sky and sweep us off our feet.
I didn't know you had a thing for Brad Pitt.
I don't. It's an analogy.
Sandra Bullock?
Dawson, these movies aren't real. They're not kissing with their tongues. It's take 22. The girl's bored. The guy's gay. It's celluloid propaganda.
Joey, you bitter, cynical, jaded thing.
You used to be bitter and cynical, too. You're far more interesting.
But now I choose magic.
You know this Peter Pan fantasy film land you're living in? It will be your downfall.
One day you'll understand, Joey. You'll know what it's like to long for someone, to desire them and want to kiss them. And then you're going to come to me and you're going to say, Dawson, you were right. See, Joey? All you have to do is believe.
Clap hard, Dawson. You may be Tinkerbell's last hope.
If we are to stay alive, then see the love in every eye. Behind every closed door lies another room, waiting there for you. Should I open up Pandora's other box like she wanted me to? Outside the time and space we share.
All right, kids. So let's hear some ideas.
Well, what about a big production number at the Victory Dance? And right at the end of the second act.
Could someone please tell Tommy Toon back there that the discussion is limited to non-asinine ideas?
Let's try to keep the story meeting a little more upbeat and politically correct, Nellie.
Hey, I got it. The coach has a heart attack and drops right before the game.
No, it's the coach. Nobody cares. I mean, it has to be something bigger.
We start shooting tonight. I mean, shouldn't the script be locked?
Yes, but we need to solve the ending. I mean, there's something missing at the top of the act.
What if we give the split end some kind of a problem? Like drugs, drinking, his girlfriend got knocked up.
Kill someone. An unexpected death always works.
Guys, you need to create some dramatic tension. Look, there's a formula to it, that's all. Anybody ever see Rocky or the Karate Kid? I mean, this film needs to be about the underdog, not the golden boy. He needs to overcome some kind of internal conflict within himself. I mean, we, the audience, need to know why this game is so important to him. What's he going to prove to himself if he wins it? We need to care about him.
Pathetic. Mr. Gold, as producer, I'm going to have to insist you shut him up.
I noticed you didn't hand me back my tests. Does that mean you need to see me after class?
It means you racked up another prime number on a quiz.
Prime like quality steak is prime?
Prime like 23 is prime. Do you know anything about Ethan Frome?
I know he has a farm. And on that farm, he has a...
Stop, Pacey. This is serious. I heard the other teachers talking about your work, or lack thereof. This is across the board. You're failing.
Do you know how difficult it is to fail? Okay, this has taken a considerable amount of work and energy.
This is deliberate.
Of course. This is a premeditated effort. You see, it was my hope that a certain teacher was going to bail me out with some private tutorial encounters.
This isn't a question of your intelligence, Pacey.
Of course it's not. You see, my problem is I have a focus issue. I need a slave driver. Somebody with a whip, maybe?
Pacey, we can't interact like this.
Oh, no, of course not. This is deadly wrong, taboo. However, you can tutor me. That's completely acceptable within our student-teacher relationship.
I have a teacher's meeting after class. But I'll be working late. Meet me here later. 6-ish?
Yeah.
Heard the sound screaming down from all around, from loudspeakers in the center of the square. Said my time was up, and all the spotlights focused down. Seemed like everyone I ever knew.
It feels like this baby is tangled in my rib cage.
God, you're huge. Why don't you just go home?
Never tell a pregnant woman she's fat.
Sorry, you're not fat, Bessie. You're just monumentally gargantuan.
Your sister reminds me of a beached whale.
Cody.
You're joking, right? That was a joke.
This is my big break. Gold's gonna let me in the class officially, provided I prove myself this weekend.
How?
I'm on the crew for Helmets of Glory. I'm a PA for Nellie. It's a test.
Yeah, a pure humiliation.
See, that's the point. But if I can take her abuse with a winning attitude, I'm in.
Our serving lunch is here.
Of course, this completely ruins my romantic plans with Jen this weekend.
Oh, forget Wonderbra for a moment. Don't you have to work on your own movie? What's up with that?
Originally, I was going to do both. That was the plan. I was going to bridge fantasy with reality and prove that, yes, romance can be created.
Get off of that.
What are you talking about, man?
It's the last scene of the movie, right? The monster's dead. It's the beauty that killed the beast, etc. Penelope, our heroine, says her final goodbyes to the beast. I was going to shoot it up at the ruins.
Ah, that's trespassing. Don't get caught.
But it's a perfect monster's haven. Lush and romantic.
And the perfect place to seduce the young and beautiful actress playing Penelope. You dog, you are sly.
You make it sound so cheap.
Do you want anything, or did you just come to infect the place?
I'm picking up a to-go order, 10 fish and chips, 5 family fries, and a dozen shrimp burgers.
And what do you want?
Actually, some of those sexy be good. I got a maybe kind of sort of date this evening.
Who's the lucky farm animal tonight?
What's that? What makes a woman horny?
Your polar opposite?
You mean oysters?
Right, oysters. Dozen oysters. Joey, pack them up. And you can pack them up now, Joey. Hello, Joey. Hello. Anybody home?
Who is that guy?
Who's who?
The guy who's breaking your neck.
Do you know him?
I've never seen him before. He's probably just some rich kid who just stepped off his mommy and daddy's yacht or something.
Could it be? Joey is finally noticing the opposite sex? Excuse me, young man. This woman here thinks you're very attractive. Forget it, Joey. Guys off yachts don't go for waitresses. Huh?
I'm gonna kill you. One night in your sleep, a slit throat maybe, or a screwdriver to your temple. You ready?
Too many times I've seen it before. That look in your eye, I head for the door.
Hey, Dawson.
Hey, What are you doing here?
Oh, just living a fantasy.
No, seriously.
Cliff gave me a part.
At no point was there a couch involved, right?
No, Cliff's a very nice guy. And I've got 2 lines. Way to go, and those whalers sure do look big.
But Jen, you're supposed to be in my movie, not this homage to headgear.
Hey! Glad you made it.
Hi.
Just in time. We were just about to start.
Rehearsal's up.
Thanks, David.
It's Dawson.
Has Ethan made it to the county fair yet?
Yeah, he has. Yes, he has.
Amazing. There was no county fair when I read it.
What were you in high school?
What do you mean?
A jock, a brain, a cheerleader?
Why?
Just curious.
Well, I was captain of the dance team and class treasurer. And I studied a lot.
Boyfriend?
Yes.
A jock.
Center fielder, why are you asking?
Would you have dated me?
Pacey, we're in school. We are not alone. There are people in this building.
And it's just a question. If you and I had gone to school together and we were the same age, would you have dated me?
Probably not. But that was a long time ago, and I've learned a lot. I'm smarter now. At least I was until a few weeks ago.
What's this?
Summary questions for the first 2 chapters. I'll tell you what, you answer all of them, and perhaps I'll give you some positive reinforcement.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No applause. Just send money. Wait, don't go. You know, you were spying on me.
It's public doc.
No, I mean, it's okay. My name's Anderson. Anderson Crawford.
Congratulations.
So do you come with a name or just an attitude?
Just an attitude.
And people find this charming.
I haven't asked.
So, what brings you to Cape Side? Tough question. Yeah, I know. You can get back to me.
What brings you to Cape Side?
Oh, my parents. They're, antique hounds. They're on the hunt for some chair. Apparently, Paul Revere once parked in it.
Well, that explains your parents, but what about you?
I'm a crew. Beats going to boarding school. You can only take that all-male environment for so long. But, you know, I'm doing all the sharing here, so tell me something about you.
I'm a Pisces. I'm into Harleys, body piercing, and men with tattoos.
Are you here with your parents? You guys on a boat?
Actually, we brought the chauffeur. Mother hates to sail. She doesn't like the sun. She burns easy.
What about you?
Our lotion.
No, I mean, do you like to sail?
Why do you ask?
Taking a survey. Because I want you to come sailing with me tomorrow.
I can't.
Come on. I'll show you my tattoo.
Gap Ad has a tattoo.
If you come sailing, you'll find out. Noon?
Okay. Maybe.
I can live with maybe, if at least you tell me your name.
Deborah Carr. Sin. Deborah Carson.
Done. Quiz me.
Okay, let's start easy. What was the name of Ethan's wife?
Who is Xena?
Correct.
So what do I win?
Not so fast. There's more. What was the name of the town in which they lived?
What is Starkfield?
Very good.
Right. I'm ready.
One more. Why do you think Ethan had such a strong sense of duty? You must cite some examples from your text when constructing your response.
That's why we gotta give it 110%.
8 days a week.
Remember how hard we worked this summer? Yep. That's when it pays off.
With communal showers.
Let's do it for the coach.
He likes to watch.
Let's go out there and show him what we're made of.
It's so cliche here.
Let's lay it on the line.
May I have another?
Let's go out there and do it for our friends.
Does someone need to have a talk with Mr. Gold about someone's attitude?
Cut. Cut.
Go for it, Nellie.
Oh, I will. Believe me. As producer, I will tell him exactly how you disrupted filming and delayed the entire production.
When did you start to hate me? I missed it. What did I do?
It's what you didn't do. You haven't earned your place here, Dawson. I worked all summer on the script, and I don't appreciate you walking in here and trashing it. I don't hate you, Dawson, but this is business. Strictly professional. You need to show a little gratitude. Now you shape up or you're gonna be shipped out. Understand?
Let's go again.
Back to our places, please. Go now.
All right, everybody, back to one.
Which explains her motivation or desire to keep Ethan from seeing beyond the somewhat limited scope of life with her on the farm. Hmm?
Well. Well.
And my reward is?
You got me, Pacey. I never expected you to get this far.
So, Miss Jacobs was bluffing?
Your reward is your education.
No.
I'll tell you what, I'll owe you.
It's okay tomorrow.
No, it's not. Pacey, not here, not now. This is my place of employment.
It's late. There's no janitor, no film crew. Everybody's gone home for the night. It's just you and me.
Pacey.
What? What's the matter?
You know, you're right. Let's do it. But where should we do? I know. My desk. Our first time should be on my desk. Strip. Hurry up. We don't have much time. Better drop him.
I know what you're doing. You're calling my bluff to see how far I'll take it.
No. I'm deadly serious. Take him off.
I'm on to you tomorrow. You think I'm going to cave? That I wouldn't go through with it?
You have condoms, Pacey? Because we are going to need condoms. It is a high school. I'm sure you can round some up. What's wrong?
Well, this just isn't the most romantic place on earth, you know.
Well, is this your first time, Pacey?
You know that it is.
Go home, Pacey. You need to find a girl your own age, not some insane middle-aged woman.
No, but...
No buts, please. Look, this can't go 1 second further. This is beyond wrong. I hope you understand that.
Look at me. You keep saying how this is wrong, and maybe tonight it is. But just to set the record straight, I'm a firm believer that sometimes it's right to do the wrong thing. Night.
Deborah. Deborah Carson.
Anderson. Anderson Crawford.
Wow. You look amazing.
Yeah?
You wanna come aboard? Yeah, I'll help you. My parents know some Carsons through Winter, Palm Beach. Any relation?
No, we're pretty much Manhattan bound.
Where'd you go to school?
Choate.
Oh, it's a drag, isn't it?
What?
Boarding school.
Well, I don't think so. I kind of like it.
What's there to like about it?
Well, it's a privileged existence. I mean, think of the option. You could be stuck in a small town like this where nothing exciting ever happens.
Well, it's not the education we're talking about. It's more the boarding part. It seems kind of unnatural. Taken away when you're 12, separated from your family. Just doesn't seem fair.
Yeah. I keep thinking I'll get used to it, but I never do.
I didn't know you sailed.
Well, I'm a woman of many talents.
The lights are on our side, driving out of town tonight. This night, the color of blue flag. The warm wind in our hair. Summertime is everywhere. It's funny how today just flew past. I've been in the wrong place. I've been in the wrong place long enough to know I'm in the right place now.
My dad's into investments primarily. He doesn't really work. He just makes money. What about yours?
Oh, he's a CEO of a huge conglomerate.
Really? Which one?
One of the nation's best-selling tampons?
Oh. So what's your boyfriend like?
Is this your backwards way of asking if I have one?
Well, I just assumed that you did.
And what makes you think that?
The way you carry yourself. You're really hands-off. It's like a clear radio signal, you know? I guess if I was seeing somebody, I'd want them to give off the same vibe.
And how would you feel if she sailed to a deserted beach with some mystery man?
Well, as long as she didn't keep a secret. You know, didn't lie about it. Truth can't hurt you. It's the lies that kill. Honesty is still the primary quality I'm looking for in a girl.
All right, everybody, we can do this. And action.
John, don't think of it as a football team. Think of it as a family.
How so, Tim?
Well, if we play like a family, we might just be able to beat Brewster.
Now you're talking. That's what I call Minutemen pride.
Do you think we could get somebody who's not epileptic to run the camera?
You try it. You run backwards with a handheld and see if you can do it any better.
There's actually a technique. If you brace your
Did
arm,
you
can
say
get...
something?
Looking good.
We need more tape from the film lab. Go fetch Doggy Dawson.
Hey. How's it going back there? Are they ready for the all-important cheerleaders yet?
Hardly. They haven't even gotten a usable take of the first scene. Let's just say that as a director, your friend Cliff is a great quarterback.
Well, we can't all be prodigies.
Helmets of glory. Can you even say it with a straight face?
Barely.
Why are you here? I don't get it. Except to watch me get humiliated.
Because I knew you'd be here. Hello.
Hey, if we finish early, you want to help me get that magic hour shot?
Absolutely. I'd love the chance to work with a real director.
Later. If we ever get out of here.
You got it.
Here's the grassy knoll here, and this is Elm. Now, if Oswald was
Do you
here...
actually buy into that magic bullet theory?
What are you saying? Are you saying that everyone on the Warren Commission lied?
I'm just saying that Kevin Costner was pretty convincing in JFK. I mean, I can't believe you've actually read the report. Isn't it like 1,000,000 pages?
Curious.
There's Curious, and then there's Sand Models of Dallas. Have I told you about my UFO theories?
What?
My UFO theories. How they swoop down, sometimes destroying entire cities.
No, you don't.
Just Dallas, home of Ross Perot and the Cowboys. No one's going to miss it. Look at the time. I gotta go. My parents are expecting me.
Is that the truth? You're just trying to wiggle out of a romantic situation.
I'm sorry.
Let's get Cinderella home.
Today was a lot of fun, Anderson, but I need to know the truth.
And that would be...
I'm not Cinderella. Not even close.
Background action! In Slate Girl.
All right, everybody. This is it. This is the shot. I can feel it. And action.
John, don't think of it as a football team. You have to think of it as a family.
Well, how so, Tim?
Cut. Sorry. Sorry, let's go again.
Oh, the magic of filmmaking.
Casey.
What's loser friend doing here?
Get out of that thing. I was just keeping it warm.
Cliff, sweetie, it's not working. I know you want this moving tracking thing, but can't we just use the tripod for this one?
Hey, guys, just let me do it.
Look, Dawson, I've had it
Whoa,
with you.
whoa. Wait a second. You got an idea? Let's hear it. I'm open. And action!
John, you can't think of it as a football team. You have to think of it as a family.
Now you're talking. That's what I call Minuteman pride.
Let's go get him, brother. Yeah!
Cut! Cut! Great! Perfect! Perfect!
You were brilliant today. You really put that Nellie Olson right in her place.
Thank you. The real filming is yet to come.
Hello. What can I get you guys this evening?
We'll have 2 turkey clubs and 2 Cokes.
No mayo on mine.
Can I suggest Bodie's own fat-free herb sauce? It's great with the club.
Sold.
Sandwiches to go, Cokes while we wait. We're catching Magic Hour tonight. Ruins, remember?
Oh, yeah. I'll put a rush on it.
What has gotten into Joey?
I don't know. It's bizarre.
You were late. Look, I'm in charge until you're 18 or Dad gets parole, whatever comes first. And we have to help each other out, Joey. It's just the way it has to be.
I'm sorry. Ruined my good mood. I was just trying to have a moment of happiness in an otherwise pathetic existence. You can relate, can't you?
What is it?
Nothing. Mind if I join you? On my break.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, who's that?
Nobody.
Always gonna be cute. Nobody.
Who?
Hey, Deborah. What are you doing here? I thought you had to meet your parents.
Who's Deborah?
She's Deborah.
No, she's not.
Oh, she's not? Well, then, who did I spend the afternoon with? Imposter?
It's just that we don't call her Deborah. She's just Deb to us.
Oh. Are you guys from New York as well?
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
Yeah, we're just passing through, though. Deb and I go to school together. And you are?
Anderson. Deborah and I went sailing today.
Oh. Would you like to join us, Deb's friend who we've never met? Ever?
I'm gonna get a takeout.
Sandwich is up.
You know, Anderson, the food's good here, but the service is a little iffy.
You think your parents might free up tonight?
I don't know. Big family Scrabble tournament tonight.
Hey, Joey.
I might be able to sneak away later.
Okay. Well, you know where I'll be.
Planet Earth to Joey.
I'll come by after the game.
Hey, you know, charade is a good 7-letter word you can use in that Scrabble game.
Must have come right in the middle of something.
Here you go. That's $7.50. Miss, would you like anything?
No, but thank you.
Anytime.
I called in a takeout.
Right this way.
It was really nice to meet you.
Yeah, see you guys later.
See ya.
Well,
Are you kidding? That's my favorite. Isn't it yours?
No, my favorite scene is when Streisand meets up with Redford years later in the street and they speak pleasantly.
And cordially. And then she brushes his hair off his forehead the way she did when they first met years earlier.
Oh, it kills me. It's so bittersweet they belong together.
But they could never go back to the way they were.
Oh, stop. I'm gonna cry right now.
Okay, let's get out of here. I'll walk you home. You can take the scenic route.
Oh, will you hold my hand like Katie and Hubble?
Maybe more.
Ooh. I'll get my things.
Hello, Tamara.
Mr. Gold is right around the corner.
I know, I heard. He's walking you home.
Well, Mr. Gold is a friend of mine.
Oh, clearly.
We're friends, Pacey.
I know what you do with your students, so I guess he's in for one heck of a ride.
Look, you have got to stop with this before it gets out of hand.
Oh, this is already out of hand.
I have to go.
Wait.
What do you want from me?
You. I want you.
We're actually not supposed to be here. The guy's dead and his son's a real ass. If you see somebody, run like hell.
oh, now we're trespassing, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
So what is this place?
Monster's Secret Haven.
Oh, no, for real, what is it? It's incredible.
It's part of some guy's estate. He built it for his dead wife before she died. She loved Greece. It was her favorite spot, and then she got sick and couldn't travel anymore, so he brought Greece to her.
That is so romantic.
Yeah?
I think so. This is absolutely beautiful.
Well, we gotta hurry. We're gonna lose the sun.
So, what do you want me to do here?
Well, just give me that. Just sit right there and watch me as I create the moment. I was, thinking of using this for the closing sequence. What do you think?
Well, that's a little schmaltzy considering it's a horror film.
Yeah, but I was going for the tragic ending. See, the monster's dead, but in his death, Penelope finds understanding. She comes here to a secret place to say goodbye. It's thematic. It kind of balances out all the blood.
I see it.
You do?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay, so what's my direction?
That of longing. Incredible sadness. Think about what just happened. You've just discovered that the monster you killed was really the man you loved. The victim of an experiment gone terribly wrong. Action. Cut. And print.
Is that okay? Because, I mean, I can do...
You are amazing.
Well, sadness is my specialty. Should we do it again? I'm not sure.
Perfect.
Well, I had a good director.
I had a good actress. So,
It seems a shame to waste all this good production design. The sunset, music, soft candlelight.
Wait a minute. Wait, what are you doing?
I'm pretty good at that thing.
Hey. I was hoping you'd show up. Listen, we leave tomorrow. But, I come to New York all the time. Take you out to dinner. The Rainbow Room. We can dance the night away.
I'm not a very good dancer, Anderson. And I prefer Boulé. It's my haunt. I'm an East Side girl.
But Boulé isn't... Let me get you my number.
Okay.
And you are asleep. I can hear you breathe now. Your breath is deep.
Call me. Would you? Can I walk you somewhere?
No. You need to stay right here. In the moonlight. It's where you belong.
That is all that I can do. But I'll remember with this heat and power.
Dawson, you were videotaping a really private moment.
Okay, please, just let me explain. All right, let me explain. I wanted the moment to be perfect between us. I want to create something special, something worthy of how special I think you are.
Dawson, you just try too hard. You're overzealous.
It's my downfall.
Why can't you just let the moment exist? Why do you always feel the need to make it happen?
I don't know. I don't know. I do. I don't know what else to say, Jen, except that my intentions are nothing short of honorable. I've never met anyone like you before, Jen. You scare me.
I scare you?
And I love the way you scare me, but it makes me nervous. And then I do or say something stupid, and then I spend all this energy coming up with ideas to be smart so that you won't think I'm stupid. But then those ideas ultimately backfire, making me look even more stupid, and it's just a vicious cycle. And I'm really at the end of my rope right now, Jen, because all I want to do is kiss you. And I'm afraid if I don't kiss you soon, I'm going to explode.
You know, Dawson, this really sucks.
Why?
Now I'm scared.
Why?
The kiss, I mean, you've built this kiss up to be such a big deal. What happens if I'm a disappointment?
Never happened.
Where were you?
Nowhere.
Hey, thanks for helping me out today.
She's being nice, Bodhi. What does this mean?
Tread lightly.
Boulay, that restaurant in New York, it's on the east side, isn't it?
No. It's in Tribeca. And it closed down a couple years ago. They had a great chef, though. Why?
No reason.
Percentage of dumb things I do is rising around you. What do you think that means when you keep on doing dumb things around the same girl?
Well, I'm sure it's something extremely Freudian.
Oh, no.
What?
We gotta hide. Let's go.
Where are we going?
I don't know. Hurry.
Who's coming? Okay, so what do we do?
We're gonna hide.